Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Habari ya jioni, wandugu na kinadada. Karibuni tena kwa Mental Health Tuesday, leo ikiwa tarehe 25 mwezi wa kwanza mwaka 2022. We are back here again on this platform, a safe platform for us to discuss mental health. We are all aware that our surrounding, we have had several incidences increasingly with stories, information, news of people taking their lives, people getting depressed, people maiming others, people committing homicide. And we took a decision from August last year that we will be holding this space every Tuesday night, just to have a conversation so that we can come to terms with what is happening. And if it may, that the information that comes from this platform may be of use to us and to the people around us. So welcome once again. And I will allow Cephas to lead us in a very short word of prayer, and then we start officially. Cephas, are you there? If Cephas is not ready, then we may pray. Dear Lord, we come before you. We believe and we thank you for all the glory that you've endowed upon us. We thank you for all the opportunities that you have given us in our lives, the opportunity of a lifetime, the opportunity of health, the opportunity of meeting, that we may discuss matters that affect us. We ask of you, O Lord, that you walk with us in this meeting as always, and that you make it easy in our hearts and in our mind, and that may you condense everything that we discuss here and make it useful even after this meeting, that it may be used to make people heal and to make people feel better. By the end of this meeting, we will glorify your name, because with your presence, we can achieve mountains and above. We pray by your name and believe. Amen. So without much ado, this is a platform that is prepared and hosted by SambaSports Youth Agenda in close partnership with Greenstring Network and also Diplomats for Health, and several partners that are with us normally. Here we have partners from the Ministry of Health, we have partners from the therapeutic associations, we have Mama Anissa, we have Mr. Mukhtar Ogle from the Office of the President. We are really amazed and humbled that we can host all these people here. So our topic today is, can we know signs and symptoms of stress, depression, and trauma? Signs that may be leading to risks of suicide or homicide. Kwa sababu kwa muda mwingi sana ambao tumekuwa hapa, tumepata kwamba unapata tu story kwamba your colleague amejinyonga ama amekunywa sumu. Unapata tu story kwamba rafiki yako amejiua na ulikuwa naye jana. Lakini je, ungejua kwamba ana matatizo, ungekuwa umemsaidia? If you knew, if you had the symptoms and the signs and you saw these with them, would you have been able to help them and maybe avert a death, or maybe avert the killing of family members? So that's why we are having this conversation. And next week we are going to talk about suicide prevention. But before that, we want to understand, are we able to notice the telltale signs that may be leading to depression or may be leading to the risk of death? And today we have presenters here from SambaSports Youth Agenda, but also we have backup from Triza Ireri, therapist, and also Mama Anissa. So tutaanza na mazungumzo kuhusu stress. Sijui kama Mama Riziki ameingia bado. Kama bado, tutaanza na trauma, alafu tuende stress, alafu tuende depression. Mama Riziki, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, kwa hivyo kwa sababu ya chronology ya easy effects, inaanza stress kwanza, alafu ina develop into trauma, alafu trauma inaweza develop into depression kama haijakuwa taken care of, alafu inaweza sababisha kifo. Kwa hivyo tutaanza na huo mtaala. Mama Riziki, tafadhali dakika 5 zako.
Asante sana, nitajaribu. Okay. If I start with stress, it's a normal human reaction that happens to everyone. In fact, our human body is designed to experience stress and react to it. Yani, mwili wetu sisi wanadamu tumeumbwa katika hali ile ya kupata mchawasha wa kujitambua kama tumepata na msongo wa mawazo. Tukapata kujua kwamba this experience are either challenges ama changes, and they are what we call stressors. Our body produces physical and mental response which is stress. Na hizi stress pia inaweza kuwa either positive ama kunakuwa na negative stress. Symptoms, tuko na symptoms na signs ambazo zinaweza kutuelekeza if we have stress. Signs, kuna hizi headache, kuna chest pains, we have dizziness, shaking and trembling. We also have anxiety, fear. Sometimes we feel exhausted. We also feel trouble in sleeping, or we have trouble in sleeping. Another sign is weak immune system, and also having trouble having sex. About the symptoms, I can say when you see somebody or this sign of too much worries, that is a symptom of 1 week. Very stressful. Being overwhelmed with responsibility or task, that is a symptom of stress. Uncertainty times, these are suspicious times, difficult times, letting go of negative behaviors. These are the uncertainty times, and these are the symptoms of stress. We also have another symptom. This is being under a lot of pressure. You might be disturbed with something, or something like that. Not having control of certain situations. Yes, sometimes we have such a feeling that we can't control a certain situation, and that is a symptom which shows us we are stressed. I don't know if I have exhausted my 5 minutes, Mr. Mwachausa.
Asante Mama Riziki, nadhani umefanya vyema. Sauti ilikuwa chini kiasi, maybe ukirudi tena sauti ipande juu kiasi, kwa sababu tuko watatu ambao watakuwa wanafanya presentations. Kule ambao kumebakisha watasaidia, lakini cha msingi amesema kwamba mwili wetu una react kwa stress, na kwa sababu hiyo basi kunatokea signs and symptoms ambazo zinaweza julisha mwingine kwamba sisi we are stressed. Na mojapo amesema inaweza kuwa too much worry, kwamba mtu anakuwa na wasiwasi saa zote, ama mtu anakuwa uncertainty, mara anasema hichi, mara anasema nadhani sio hicho, na vitu kama hivyo, nervousness. Kwa hivyo tutaendelea pale. Naona Lawrence ameinua mkono, labda anataka kuongeza. Lawrence, tafadhali. Lawrence, umeinua mkono, sijui kama unataka kuongea ama umejionua tu kwa bahati mbaya. Na tungependa kusema kwamba endapo una maoni ama ni feedback, unaweza inua mkono ukaongea, ama unaweza andika kwenye call chat. Alright? Unaweza andika maoni yako kwenye call chat na tutayasoma, na kama ni swali tutalijibu. Ama unaweza inua mkono na kupatia nafasi. Lawrence, once again, do you want to speak? Okay, acha twende moja kwa moja twende kwa Mwanaisha. atueleze kuhusu trauma. Trauma ni nini na labda ni vitu gani tukiviona tunaweza sema labda mtu ako traumatized. Alafu baada ya pale tutapata maswali, alafu tuende kwa depression. Manaisha?
Thank you Mohamed, asante sana. Nafikiri trauma tuliweza kuzungumzia kipindi cha nyuma kidogo, lakini nikiongeza tu kueleza trauma ni nini. Trauma ni kidonda ambacho kimesababishwa pengine na kitu ambacho hakiko sawa, ama it's abnormal ama shocking, na normally huwa iko very painful. Kidonda hiki ambacho tunakihisi either kwa moyo, si kidonda ambacho tunaweza kukiona, but it's an emotional wound, ama kitu ambacho kiko ndani ambacho huwezi kukiona, ambacho kinakuumiza sana roho, ambacho it's very painful and harmful, na sometimes it leaves us feeling overwhelmed and also threatened. So this trauma can be either something inakuumiza, something physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Hivyo vote zinaangazia mambo ya trauma, na most times ama mara zingine pia unapata ni kama vile ulivyotangulia kusema Mohamed, ya kwamba trauma, stress isipokuwa attended to ama isipopata suluhisho, ndio pale inaweza kugraduate ikafika hata kwa trauma. Na some of the things ama zile symptoms za trauma ambazo mtu anaweza kuidentify nazo, ujue kwamba huyu in one way or the other ako na trauma. Nataka kuzungumzia tu zile ambazo tunaweza kuziona kwa haraka. Kuna zingine ziko ndani, mtu zinampitia mwenyewe binafsi, si rahisi kuziona, lakini zile ambazo tunaziona kwa haraka, ambazo unaweza kujua nazo na mtu ambaye umekuwa very close to, ambaye uko naye, unaishi naye labda, ama uko naye kazini, unaweza kumtambua kwanza kama ni mtu ambaye alikuwa ni mwongeaji, mcheshi. Mara nyingine unaweza kumpata tu tayari akaanza ku withdraw from people. Mtu huyu pale unaweza kunotice ukajua kwamba huyu kuna kitu kinamsumbua. If is someone ambaye alikuwa very social and all of a sudden anaanza ku withdraw from other people ama from people, kuonekana kwamba haongei, anajitoa mbele mahali ambapo kuna watu ambao itabidi aongee, hii inaonyesha kwamba ako affected in one or the other, ya kwamba ana trauma ambayo inamsumbua kwa kichwa chake. Na most times pia unapata mtu anajifeel all the time anakuwa yuko sad, kama pengine ni a happy person. Like for example, mimi Mwanisha Kwania, always when you see me I'm happy, naongea na watu, na feel good, any hyper iko pale juu all the time. But all of a sudden una realize ya kwamba mtu yule ambaye umemzoea in that manner anaanza kuwa ana feel sad all the time, ana feel hopeless, hana hope katika maisha. Hata mazungumzo yake anapozungumza anaonyesha kwamba huyu kuna kitu kinamsumbua, amekosa imani ya maisha, ama anakuwa ni mtu ambaye hana raha all the time, ni mtu ambaye amejitenga mavipi. Na ikiwa ni mtu pengine ambaye pia si mzungumzaji, lakini kuna vile ambavyo umemzoea kwamba hata kama si mzungumzaji, lakini anapoongea ana matumaini katika maisha yake, anaonyesha matumaini, ama pengine anapozungumza unajua huyu is a happy person. Ni vile tu yeye ni introvert, labda haongei sana, lakini he's a happy person. Whenever you get a chance to talk to them, unampata huyu ni mtu ambaye yuko happy. But ukirealize kwamba you feel some sadness in him, hana raha, anazidi kuwa mnyonge, badala kwamba ile introvert sasa imempa ya kiasi cha kwamba anakuwa mnyonge, hii inaonyesha kwamba dalili ya kwamba mtu amekuwa anasumbuliwa na kiwewe ama trauma. And another thing is about appearance yake. Yule mtu anaanza kuwa mchafu. All of a sudden alikuwa ni mtu smart, akija kazini amependeza, amevaa vizuri, nguo zake zimefuliwa, but all of a sudden anakuja kazini nguo zake ni chafu, amevaa shagi, hajachana nywele ama ameacha nywele. For example, Mohamed tumemzoea ana kipara all the time, but all of a sudden tunamuona sasa amefuga manywele hayo yamekuwa makubwa mpaka kiara kinaonekana vizuri. Tunaanza kuwa na question mark. Mohamed hapa inaweza kuwa na matatizo fulani ambayo yanamsumbua. Kwa hivyo lazima tuangalie na tuone vipi ambavyo tutaweza kumsaidia. Na another thing ni mtu anaanza kuwa lazy, ya kwamba pale kazini, pengine kama ni kazini, nyumbani, ni mtu mchapakazi, akiamua kazi yake anaifanya vizuri, anaifanya, but all of a sudden unampata ya kwamba he or she is totally lazy. Kazi inachukua muda kuifanya, kila ukimwambia anakwambia nitafanya baadaye, nimechoka, ngoja kidogo nipumzike, I'll do this later. Aika ahadi nyingine ambayo haitimizi. Hiyo pia inaonyesha kwamba huyu mtu anakuwa anasumbuliwa na kiwewe. Kuna wengine unapata mtu analala all the time, analala, amekuwa amelala, kama ni mchana amelala usiku, mchana ameendelea analala, Oversleeping also is a sign ya kwamba huyu mtu anakuwa disturbed, anakuwa na either ana trauma ama stress imemzidi mpaka imefikia ile kiwango kwamba yeye hawezi tena. Na kuna wengine anakosa usingizi completely, doesn't sleep, anakosa usingizi, halali, si mchana si usiku, hatumii uraibu lakini halali. Hata akifanya nini, anaenda kazini, anakuwa na anafaa kulala usiku, but wewe ukiamka usiku unampata yeye hajalala. Hiyo inaonyesha kwamba pia yeye ule mtu anakuwa na nini, anasumbuliwa na kiwewe. Another thing, nightmares. Normally huku kikwetu we refer nightmares kwamba mtu ameshikwa na majini ama na mapepo ama vipi, ndio maana anapata nightmares. But nightmares can be one of the signs ya kwamba mtu yuko traumatized. Na most times when they talk in those nightmares, ama vile vitu wanavyoviona kwenye zile nightmares, inaweza kuwa ni baadhi ya vile vitu ambavyo vinamzonga, ambavyo vinamsumbua wakati anapokuwa anapitia ile trauma ambayo ako nayo. So the only thing ambayo anaweza fanya ni ile kuropoka usiku, kupiga makelele. Hata kama amelala mchana, unapata ni mtu ambaye ana fight, anakuwa na hizo nightmares ambazo zinamsumbua usiku, mchana wakati amelala. Another thing ni about eating disorders. Mtu ana overeat mpaka either ana add weight mpaka anakuwa ni haieleweki, si kiwango cha kawaida. Hiyo pia it's one sign ya kwamba huyu mtu anakuwa anasumbuliwa na kiwewe. Wengine anakosa kula, appetite kabisa inapotea, amekuwa ni mlaji. Tunajua huyu Nuri ya kwamba yeye pakiwa na kuku surplus ni lazima. Leo tumempikia his favorite food, chapati maharage, na yeye ndo amekataa kula. Hapo tunajua kwamba huyu ana matatizo na anafaa kuangaliwa kwa ukaribu na kuweza kumsaidia. Wengine wanaongeza weight, na hii ni kitu ambacho tumezoea. Umenenepa, umekuwa mzuri, ama umekuwa vipi, mbona umeongeza weight? Hatutaki kuangalia, je, huyu mtu kitu gani ambacho kinamsumbua? Labda ni mtu ambaye alikuwa ni mtu ambaye ana watch weight yake, anafanya mazoezi kuzingatia, lakini all of a sudden anaongeza weight. Hii pia inaweza kuwa ni dalili moja ya kwamba yule mtu anasumbuliwa na nini, na kiwewe. Wengine wana lose weight. So extremely losing weight ambayo haina muongozo fulani, maybe waki diet ama waki physical, kuwa kule kujulikana kuonekana kwamba utako physical fit, lakini ni mtu anakula but weight inapotea, kunawiri kule kwa mwili, ngozi kunorish vizuri inaanza kudimish. Hiyo inaonyesha kwamba huyu mtu anakuwa anasumbuliwa na nini, na kiwewe. Hivi ni vitu ambavyo we notice, but sometimes huwa tunaviona kwamba ni kawaida, mtu kupoteza weight ni kawaida, but wakati tunapoviangalia kwa ukaribu sana, ndio pale unaweza kugundua huyu mtu anasumbuliwa na kitu gani. Especially kwa watoto, unaweza kupata mtoto mdogo all of a sudden anaongeza weight ama anapunguza weight completely, na anacheza au unamlisha vizuri. Lazima tuangalie umri wake, ni mtoto wa umri gani na ni kitu gani labda kinamsumbua ambacho kinamfanya afanyike vile. Na sometimes watu wengi tunapenda complain, na mwana kichwa, niko na pain kwenye mifupa, muscles zangu sijui nazisikia vipi. Hizo pia zinaweza kuwa ni signs za trauma, kwa sababu kama hakuna sababu ya kimsingi, saa zote unakuwa ni mtu wa kuumwa kichwa, mara tumbo, mara unasikia mgongo unakuuma, mara unasikia akili pia imevurugika, mifupa inakuuma, pia hiyo inaonyesha ni sign moja ya kwamba huyu aanze kuchunguza. Ikiwa hana maradhi yoyote ambayo pengine inaweza kusababishia vile, basi pia trauma inaweza kuwa inamsumbua pale. Alafu unakuwa mood swings. Napata mtu kitu kidogo ashakasirika, amekasirika, kama ni kupigana pia anaweza kupigana. Sasa hivi wacheka naye, waongea naye, mapiga story, mazungumza, mara ashabadilika. Hiyo pia ni sign moja ya kuonyesha kwamba huyu mtu ako traumatized. Another thing is going numb. Ama feeling disconnected. You just go numb. Hata ukidungwa na sindano, ukikata na kisu, ama ukifanya mazoezi kupitiliza, hausikii uchungu wote. Mwili wa binadamu jamani tunaujua. Kuna mahali ukifika hauwezi enda. Kuna mahali ukifika hapo una feel mimi naumia. Lakini ikifika time ya kwamba huyu mtu hata akifanya nini, wampiga ngumi, wamdunga kisu, yeye anaona kitu normal. Hakuna kitu hapa. Mimi siumii, sisikii uchungu. Ama amefanya mazoezi, wamuona amefanya mazoezi yale ya kupita, anaweza kusimama na kichwa peke yake kwa masaa matatu. Hiyo inaonyesha kwamba huyu mtu sasa imefikia mahali hahisi uchungu wa aina yoyote, na hii inaonyesha kwamba huyu mtu kama yule ni anafaa kufanyiwa nini, kuangaliwa na kuwekwa karibu ili kujua ni kitu gani ambacho kinamsumbua, kwa sababu hiyo ni sign moja ya kwamba ana vitu ambavyo vinamsumbua ambao ni trauma. So kitu ambacho naweza kusema ni kwamba signs zipo, tunaziona, tunazijua, tunao watu wa karibu, wa kazini, nyumbani, marafiki zetu washatueleza signs kama hizi ambazo tunafaa kabisa tuweze kuwasaidia. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri zaidi unapoona mtu anakomplainia ana kitu fulani, ama umemuona kwamba tabia yake imebadilika, yuko hivi, jaribu kumleta karibu, ujue tatizo gani ambalo lamsumbua ili apate kusaidizi, ndio asifike kwa depression ama kwa kufika mahali atake kujitoa pale. Asante.
Asante sana Mwanaisha. Hiyo dose tumeandika kwenye call chat, kama ungependa kuzirejelea utaangalia hapo kwenye call chat, signs and symptoms ambazo ni muhimu sana. Tunapoziona kwa wenzetu, basi tujue uende kawa ni danger signs. Usione mtu tu amekonda alafu ukasema labda huyu yuko na trauma. Lakini jaribu kuziunganisha 2, 3, 4 useme labda huyu huenda kawa amepatikana na anahitaji usaidizi. Na pale itakuwa huenda ikawa tunaenda kuokoa maisha ambayo yangepotea. Kuna mikono, ilikuwa mkono wa Mahmud, alafu tuende kwa mkono wa brother Mukhtar Ogle. Mahmud, you wanted to say something?
Thank you, Brother Muhammad. Yes, I have something to add on pertaining issues of signs of stress. So I believe to my essence that stress and trauma and depression, they're interrelated or interconnected, and they marry each other. So as you stated earlier, we start with stress that take us to depression, then that take us to trauma, and later on to depression that will lead to the end of suicidal and so on. So among the signs that you will see, from my research, I'm talking about the age bracket of 18 to 29 years, whereby under the statistics, you'll find that in a group of 6 people, 1 of them must undergo stress or depression. So one of the signs you'll find that, as spoken earlier by Madam Kwania, is that withdrawal from socializing. For example, maybe we are workmates and we are used that maybe every weekend we are going out celebrating the fatigueness of the day, and we find that maybe times come now you're starting to withdraw yourself from that social life that you are used to. Number 2, low self-esteem. You always feel unmotivated at work. You know, at work you find people who are very happy, even when they are asked, they're given a smaller responsibility, maybe like go collect the register and bring them to the office. They feel motivated, but when given such chances, they are still feel unmotivated. Number 3, there's a sign of indecisive, whereby when we are in a meeting, you find that this person takes long time in giving out decision, or maybe when they are asked to take a certain responsibility, they take much time in thinking about it. That is also another sign. Number 4, we have anger, whereby this anger, people will not showcase it by maybe being sad all the time, but you will find that these people are laughing to unnecessary things that cannot make someone to laugh, but they just laugh. You see, unnecessary things. Number 5, sadness and irritability. Irritability, this comes mostly to peers. They likely to showcase that. And then we also have hopelessness. These people always feel there's no hope. They don't feel that at the end of that tunnel, there's a light or a shade. They don't believe in so. They believe in their current life. So in this, it means that these people are living in denial to the society and so on. Then we have anhedonia. When we're talking about anhedonia, this is whereby someone lost interest in things. Maybe when I feel low, I have a hobby of cooking my favorite recipe, and it takes me to my normal mood. But this person right now, he or she has developed an essence whereby with even the interesting thing that he used to do that makes him happy, he shone up from them. Then I had a point on change in sleeping scale, as spoken earlier by Madam Kwania. And then lastly, we have worthlessness. They feel unworthy in front of other people. people. They feel unrecognized, you see. So they also take them very low to stress. And when these points that I've given out, they are not taken care of, this person undergoes a stage that we call it PTSD, which means post-traumatic stress disorder, whereby this person undergoes a continuous feeling of intense sadness where it interferes with its personal abilities in dealing with some matters. And due to that, this person will go off. That's why you'll find this person now, he lives alone, he's always alone. So at that point, this person is really, and the only thing that he's feeling, he will go off from godly things, he will not believe in God anymore. And that's why at the end of the day, you'll find this person perform suicide and so on. Thank you so much.
Wow, wonderful from Mahmoud Ali, a self-proclaimed today's presenter. He has done the work of the other presenters as well. Asante sana. Na kabla tuende kwa brother Mukhtar Ogle, na ningependa kutaja tu vitu kadhaa ambavyo vimeandikwa kwenye jedwali. Amani amesema eating disorders. Unapoona pia kuna mtu ameanza kuwa na eating disorders, huende kawa ni sababu ya wewe kuwa mwangalifu. Kadzo Jali amesema anorexia and bulimia on the eating disorder spectrum, binge eating. Well, pengine hizo zingine Kadzo utabidi tupatie nafasi uzieleze baadaye. Amani amesema sudden episodes of disorientation. Hizo pia ni signs, symptoms kwamba mtu yuko traumatized ama yuko stressed, ile ambayo ni nyingi zaidi. Nuri tena amesema unreasonable and erratic angry behavior with outbursts. Yani hasira ambazo hazieleweki. Alafu Mama Riziki ameandika zile ambazo alikuwa amezungumza pale. Alafu hapo chini tunapata Geoffrey Makau ameandika msahafu hapa. Anasema the most depressed people sometimes appear really happy, and that's why phrases like behind that beautiful smile there is a story you won't understand is common on social media. Very important kwamba even depressed people sometimes they may appear overly happy than they normally are. Alafu akasema there are people who commit suicide without showing any negative behavior. For example, DJ Lithium from Capital FM who took rat poison a few weeks ago, actually in last week. So yes, maybe tukizungumza kuhusu suicide prevention na mambo ya suicide next week, tutapata kwamba katika zile stages za suicide inaanza na mtu kucontemplate, alafu inafika session ama episode ambao ameshaamua, alafu anakuwa na ile session ambao kama mbaya anaaga, yani alishaamua kwamba yeye atajitoa uhai. Sasa ile ilibaki ni kama kuaga watu na kuambia jamani, mimi nitawaachia matatizo yenu. So they'll be overly happy maybe 48 hours before they take their life. Kwa hivyo sometimes when someone is overly happy after a period of sadness, you have to be very careful. Maybe they have already made a decision that they are going away, na sasa wanataka tu kuspend the last moments with you, kusema kwamba at least niliwaaga. So thank you very much everyone. Thank you very much Makau for that addition. Let's hear brother Mukhtar, alafu tumpatie Abi atumalizie sio kutumalizia, aguse alafu tupatie Triza na Mama Anis. Brother Mukhtar.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you very much. Thank you presenters Mahmoud and the previous presenter. Actually, as we make our interjunctions and our observations, we also turn out to be presenters because this is a topic that is close to so many Kenyans. And the trends of suicide induced by depression is very deep. And unless we step up leadership to confront and to understand, I think we'll keep on complaining and lamenting, and a degree of hopelessness we said, but I think we can do a lot. And this work you're doing is a great indicator of what interventions look like. So I'm very appreciative, and we are really appreciative of the work we are doing. Two things. I don't want to repeat what other people have said. There are multiple studies that have been done on the studies of the neurobiology of depression and engaging with suicide, why we do the things that we do, things that we need to talk about, even bullying in childhood, suicidal tendencies. The presentation has given how the inside workings of our brain and why we behave the way we behave. And I think this goes a long way in the efforts in understanding, assessing the threats to self and to others. Even though there are those who kill themselves and kill others. Like parents who are grieved by biting poverty or a failed marriage. Somebody feels and they rationalize. They say, I take the children because I don't want to leave them behind. The children have no bearing on those things. And sometimes as a society we have failed. We must therefore acknowledge our failure as a society on matters of mental health. Such interventions is long overdue. I know Green String is doing great work, and I think they are the ones who introduced me to the world of mental health and trauma healing, and we appreciate their efforts. But also we need to scale and increase the number of practitioners, especially at the village. Muhammad, si Kiingereza mingi sasa ya social, kuna wengine kule vijiji who need this type of intervention to be told not in English or Kiswahili, but also in their mother tongue, so that you have a critical mass, a cadre of skilled young people and men and women who engage our communities, so that we protect them and protect ourselves from the attendant risks of depression, which is very important. And especially the stigmatization of poverty. Many of the young people or people who take their lives, they feel that they have reached the dead end of life. Sometimes a little help, a little kindness, a little counseling will do enormous work to retract, or they change that decision. It is very helpful through such engagements. But the question is, what are we doing to develop social tools or the critical skills required to intervene on time, so that you don't wait before victims tragically exit, like the thing you have seen with the police officer, the thing in Kitui of the office of the prosecutor. These are all educated people. And sometimes we are finding it difficult to address the social shocks of life, especially with technology, responsibility, and the changing phases of engagement. And the experienced trauma of victims who face, persistent, unwanted, serious assault of depression, which manifests itself both physically, as been explained by the presenters, emotionally, and psychological, a sense of self, their self-worthiness. So as a society, you have a responsibility. Every suicide or depression, tragic event that happens in your locality, we are all personally and collectively responsible. We must acknowledge that. Such efforts that you are doing, Mohammed, helps us in confronting those. The second area I want us also to engage and also think about, what are some of the strategic depression and the strategic, stress management techniques? Because all this engagement is a learning lesson for us. They say depression is the fourth most disability illness across the world. Understanding how our brain works, appreciating depression as a form of mental illness. You said some people wanna fake, wanna smile, lakini kule ndani, they are boiling, they are struggling, they are coping, but they conceal that through a facade of, of being okay, laughing. But the truth of the matter is, so we must be able to pick out those chronic symbols, because depression is truly a chronic illness. Sometimes they lose interest or even pleasure of things. They lose concentration. They have a low mental energy that they also face. And then there are vegetative symptoms such as loss of appetite, trouble in sleeping, loss of libido for men. Mama anasema hii mzee analala tu na hapo. Hata mama hivyo. Wakati kuna depression, hakuna kumanufacture watoto. Sasa, these suicidal thoughts, we must be very respectful also of those who are facing depression. When they see an element of kindness, they will open up. But when we label them, we still take them down the train to suicidal tendencies. So there's this fluctuating moods which the presenters have talked about. They perform poorly at work. They become socially detached. They even deny family. Those people are not mad. Hakuna upepo. We can clinically intervene and reverse those trends. Finally, sometimes some of the depression people face in adulthood could be a function of early childhood abuse, which could be a disrupted brain function that alters the individual's ability to handle the challenges of life as an adolescent and also as an adult, or even as a family. You find people will have all the things they have in life, but still they are triggers of their childhood abuse. They are triggers of their struggle. And I commend you and thank you very much for the exceptional work you are doing. And you have me as your support. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you very much, brother Mukhtar Ogle. Always a pleasure kukusikia. The wisdom is oozing. It's like a river of facts and wisdom. Asante sana. As a matter of fact, Babu Biko amesema SambaSports on GSN, we are rolling out programs in the community and we'll be reaching at least 700 young people with mental health. Na wao pia wataenda kuspiral kwa watu wengine. Kwa hivyo we are doing our best, lakini it's not enough. We need other SambaSports there and other organizations to do the same. If we keep silent, depression is going to kill all of us. Asante sana. So naomba tumpatie Abigail dakika 3-4 hivi aweze kutupatia presentation yake, and then we open it out for answers and question and answer. Alafu Triza, Ireri na Mama Anisa kama bado yuko wanaweza peana mawazo yao pia. Abigail, please. If you have a question, please you can write on the board.
Okay, thank you Machos. So, depression, vile tumesikia, all this stress and trauma leads to depression, and depression kama haijakuwa tackled, it leads to suicidal. So to me, I have battled depression for a very long time. So I would love to tell you my story about how I battled depression. So a couple of months ago, I've been battling depression and I had these symptoms. I never ignored them. Kwanza, in our family, they know I'm the cleanest person ever. But at this juncture, I was the messiest person. Nilikuwa very messy. You come to my room, everything scattered. Like I was living in a hall. My bed, everything just messy. I could eat a banana and leave the peel on the floor, and I come back, I sleep with the peel for very long time until one day my mom came and saw all this mess. I lost interest in everything because I used to be so clean, but here now, depression is eating me. So I lost interest in cleaning. I started withdrawing from everything. Another thing, nilianza ku feel hopeless. Nothing seems to work to me. I felt guilty of everything. My self-confidence was way away from me. I used to feel a lot of fatigue. At night, I could not sleep. Nikilala ni saa 7, nikiamka ni 6. So, insomnia was eating me up. Battling with depression is not so easy. It is not so easy. I was almost losing to depression. So after all this, I started having now it has developed to be a severe depression. I started having these suicidal thoughts. Every time I go to the internet, naona post the suicide, I feel happy. Just imagine. Nione mtu amejinyonga, I'm like, oh wow, this person hayuko tena na hizi shida za dunia. When I'm in a matatu or I'm in a car, maybe tume overtake, I'm like, mbona hatuko overtake vibaya tukagongana na ile iko mbele? Like nilikuwa nataka kuwa tu nijiekee pain in me it was a very tough moment. I almost lost to depression, but there was a turning point. I remember I was in my teaching practice. So sometimes na miss kwenda shule. I just lock myself in the house and I remained there the whole day in my phone. What I do, surprisingly, naenda Facebook, na search pages, na search vitu za suicidal. I see someone so and so has committed suicide. I'm like, oh wow, I should be next. So suicidal thoughts were eating me up. But there was a turning point. One day, my daughter came from school and she told me, Mom, tumetumwa 200. And I was like, iyo 200 ni ya nini? Then she told me that Mama so and so amepass, so we have to contribute for the kid. And then I was like, do you understand by that? Kupass, like going to heaven? Yes. So her response was, the girl was called Banis. So she was like, Banis hataona mamake tena, hatakuwa na mtu wa kumprepare kuje shule, hatakuwa na mtu wa kumuita mom, si tumchukue. Just that statement made me to cry, and I was like, what is this? What am I trying to do to myself? Why am I selfish to my kids? So does it mean when I'm away from this earth, hawatakuwa na mtu wa kuita mom, hawatakuwa na mtu wa kuatarisha kwenda shule? So since ikaanza kurudi, to the people who I was working with, walianza kunotice. Some of them walikuwa wananiambia, hey, Abi, ume lose weight. What is not happening? And to me, sikuwahi ionyesha kuwa I'm depressed because I was ever happy. Tutaongea story, tutacheka, but ndani nilikuwa inanikula. Depression was eating me up. And ilikuwa imeshafika ile point ya kuwa I had not planned that I will kill myself, or rather I will commit suicide, but the feeling of suicidal was making me happy. I don't know, maybe that's how people feel. But one time I talked to one lady. I had to open up. I told her this and this and this. And we really talked. And I'm glad I'm one person huwa nikiwa na kitu I do share. I let people know my problems. I don't care who will judge me, who will go and talk about me. So by sharing it out, iliweza kunisaidia up to this moment. And then I had to turn back to my religion because niliacha hata kwenda church. I stopped believing in God. I was like, if God really exists, why do I have to pass through all this? So nika rudi back to church and vitu zikaanza kuflow. Up to now, I thank God. I believe I'm safe, and all those thoughts now haziko tena. Yeah, I don't want to be emotional, but depression is real. Depression is real, and it can lead to suicidal if it has not been taken care of. Yeah, so I tell people that wasishy of kuongea because depression is real. Thank you, Machausa.
Thank you very much, Abigail. You are very brave. You are very special. I am seeing the messages flowing, that everyone feels that you are a special soul tonight, because it's not easy to share such kind of a story. And what we may tell you is that challenges in life hazitoisha, but again, if any challenges will be coming your way, they will face a rock, because you've gone through so much, and you've come back and unscathed. So any other challenge that is coming to go your way, itapata kwamba mtu ambaye yuko tayari nazo. So hongera sana, and we are here with you. You can reach out. I know you've been reaching out, and maybe that's the reason we have not lost you. All right. So, well, anybody who has anything special to tell Abigail?
Yes, Abigail, thank you very much. It takes courage.
Yes.
Courage. Yeah, it takes courage. It takes a lot of self-understanding for you to step up your leadership and bravely share your experiences, because it will help others who are in those same spaces like you. Thank you very much, and well done. And more importantly, please reach out to the support groups in your communities, in your villages, in your environments, so that you have more meaningful impact in saving lives. Nothing is more sacred than saving life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Ogle. Babu Biko?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that it's very important that a lot of these stories are shared, and she was very brave to do that. A lot of people really need to hear about these lived experiences and understand that they're not suffering alone. And yes, I do agree with Mukhtar. Keep reaching out and keep teaching your friends to also reach out. I think you're here for a reason, and you need to continue holding that space for others. I think it's beautiful, especially for me, because we've met in other meetings in the Kumekucha Quest, but I think this is the first time you have humanized yourself, and that was brilliant.
Thank you very much, Biko. Kadzo, and then Nancy. Kadzo?
Hi guys. Abby, I just want to tell you thank you so much for sharing your story with us. You are so beautiful, you're an amazing soul, and we are all lucky to meet you. What I would like to tell you is, in this very long journey of recovery, just remember that recovery is not linear. Perhaps you will have a day or two where you feel like you're down in the dumps. That shouldn't make you feel like you have regressed or you're falling.
Thank you, Kadzo. We have lost you a bit. Nancy, and then Kadzo will continue when she comes
Tomorrow
back.
is always going to be a better day. And if you do find yourself in those situations, Abby, I will.
Okay, thank you, Kadzo. You had a moment where you had you were lost, but you have the mic now.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. But in case you do have those days where you feel like you're feeling low, please reach out anytime, anywhere. Give us a call, give us a text, and we will always walk this journey with you.
Thank you very much, Kadzo. Nancy?
Yes, hi Tim. Hi Abby. I just have a word for Abigail. I think it's I don't know, it's not normal, but I think to me, I feel at some point it's a bit normal to feel bad when you go through hard times. So I just encourage her to keep on being strong. I feel what she feels because I also went through such a trauma, and it's still in Samba that I got the rescue and I got well. I also had, at some point, I had suicidal thoughts when I had my firstborn. And then the father betrayed me, he refused the child. And that is not actually what I had planned for my life. When I grew up, I preserved myself as a woman, wanting to have a decent marriage. Then this happened. So I felt like the world was like falling apart for me. And so I lost hope over everything. I lost hope. I couldn't see any light ahead of me. And so the only thing that would come on my mind was suicide. And maybe that's why at some point when I first had my encounter with SambaSport, I was so confused. I think my reaction with the trauma was a bit different with that one of Abby, because Abby would laugh with people and talk with people, yet inside she was dying. But for me, I was extremely quiet, and I would not really understand anything that anyone told me because I was in my own world. So I just encourage her to be strong. Ups and downs are meant for all of us, and I don't know, this is an observation I've realized about myself. I stand to be corrected, Mwachausa maybe, or an expert can help me in this. I realized that when you are yet to be traumatized, being traumatized is, I don't know, it's a little bit difficult. But once you are traumatized, being traumatized again is very easy for you to get traumatized. I think if not for the way I have education on how to control my emotion and how to prevent myself from being traumatized once again, I think right now I would have been traumatized again with the many challenges that I'm facing. So what I will tell Abigail is to just be strong, to have a reason why she wants to live. Already she has the children who are looking up to her. May she see them as the reason as she wants to live. Let her live for them and not live for any other thing, and just life will be good. Yeah.
Asante sana Nancy kwa hayo maneno mazuri sana. Asante Andy kwa salamu zako nzuri kwa Abi. Asante Damina. Asante kila mtu mwenye amemtakia dua na kumpongeza Abi. Mwanaisha, very quickly because we are already saa 3.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone, Abby, Nancy, and Jumatatu for sharing the story. That shows you are in the journey of healing. Na inshallah, we are praying for you, and we are always here to make you feel good again, na to help you in your journey of healing. So thank you so much for sharing. That was so brave of you guys. Thank you so much.
Asante Mwanaisha. Tumefika saa 3, sijui kama tutapata muda wa maswali sana, lakini naomba kuna mwenzetu Sister Triza, tafadhali tusikie sauti yako kabla tufunge. Sister Triza, alafu Mama Anisa. Sister Triza, are you there? Mama Anisa, naona kama Sister Triza kama tumempoteza. Mama Anisa, tafadhali chukua hatamu.
Hello everybody. Natumaini nyote wazima. What I can say in today's episode is that how do you call it? Kumekucha Quest. Kumekucha Quest have reached now a maturity stage. It's a stage now that people coming on board, people have realized that mental illness is something you have to take care of. People have known the stages, people have known the causes, I have even realized that they can even help themselves. So this is a very high level of maturity. I was so happy and glad when I was listening. Kitu ambacho mimi nataka tu nilete chini I want to bring it in the layman's language ya kuwa stress is something very positive, but how long does it last to make it positive? And how long does it take to make it negative? Then when we come to trauma, is what Mwanaisha said, ni kidonda, ni jeraha. Na hili jeraha lataka lioshwe, lifanywe dressing. Kwa hiyo linapofanywa dressing, lazima mwanadamu atasikia uchungu. So when you are passing through the therapy, lazima utasikia uchungu kwa sababu jeraha huwa linaoshwa. Likifika katika depression, from the word itself, depress. Unaona, kuna the word press. Ni sasa a lot of things, if it's trauma, 3 types of traumas, they are there, yani zimefungamana mahali pamoja, zimechanganyikana mpaka wewe sasa ujijui uanze na ipi na umalize na ipi. Now that ikifika hapo inakuwa sasa you are lost, you are hopeless, as Ogla and the rest said, you have despaired, una hope, una chochote. Na wakati ukidespair tu, you don't find anybody who can help you. Now hapo unaanza kuwa na suicidal thoughts. So the talk was so mature. I've really liked it. One thing I want to tell you is that 46% of those people who go for, let's say, for suicidal thought or suicide or attempts are those people who have gone through mental illnesses. So sio wote ambao ni kama normal tu. Kuna wengine alikuwa mgonjwa, mental illness, haikuwa taken care vizuri, haijakuwa malizika vizuri. Huyo pia yuko at a very big risk ya kufanya nini? Kufikiria mambo ya suicide na pia kujitoa uhai. Inshallah next week when we come, we're going to talk more about it. I like the topic, and if in every 6 youths, 1 is at risk of committing suicide, this is bad. Let's think over this. Ogle said about strategic depression acts. What I suggest as me, we should have a lot of safe spaces, but I also read somewhere that there is like a library where when you go there, you want to talk to somebody, you meet somebody there, you are privileged, you talk to that person, anakuambia story yake ya stress kama vile Abigail amesema, then we mwenyewe unaanza, so you create that bond na anakusaidia. It's a form of a library. Why can't SambaSports start a day, an open day for such a thing? You can just have from nowhere. We are going to have like this day, itakuwa ni open day. You can come and talk your issues here at the center, or maybe you look for a place, a social place. Just people come and talk about it. You can have clinics with counselors. I can also volunteer my counselors to you. So we really need to talk our issues. It's getting worse. Abigail, what I can tell you is that my boss once told me, Angie, that sometimes when you go through such things, now you become a wounded healer. Abigail, you are a wounded healer. Continue doing the work. Thank you so much.
Wow, asante sana mama. Always like icing of the cake. Tumefika saa 3:07. Maneno yako ni mazuri, pengine watu wangependa kuyajazia. Naona there's a lot of information on the call chat. Please, you may actually copy and paste the conversation on the call chat and revisit. And we are also, because this is a recorded version, utaipata kwenye YouTube channel yetu kuanzia kesho. Please, if you need to revisit, you can go back. Mama Anisa, brother Mukhtar Ogle, sisi hii Jumamosi inaokuja already we are having a retreat for men for mental health. Kwa hivyo kuna wanaume kadhaa pengine wakifika 10, 12, 13 tutaanza hiyo in person conversation na mental health. Kwa hivyo tayari Jumamosi tunaenda mahali, we are doing that retreat for men. We are looking and this is an idea that came from brother Ben Ooko all the way from Mathare, from Kibra, Nairobi, na yuko hapa brother Ben, asante, kwamba Valentine's Day tutaweka kutengeneza nafasi ambapo wanawake na wanaume we can have a couples day on mental health. We will try to see what best name we can give it, but those are just suggestion na tumeichukua kwamba during Valentine's Day we can have a retreat ya mental health, so couples can be coming and we have a therapy pamoja. So Mama Anisa, ujue you are booked on Valentine's Day. We are with you. Uhakishe kwamba unaleta therapy pale. Kwa hivyo mama umetaja na hiyo ipo na we are booking you. Sister Triza, naona mtandao ulikuwa unamtatiza, ametoka. We are trying our best and we are sending everybody who comes to this platform, please share what you get here with others. You never know, you may be saving a life that will be gone in a few weeks.
Maybe among the names you want to choose for the day, for the couples, you can, this is just a suggestion. It can be Huba enrichment or marriage enrichment.
Huba enrichment. Mbona napenda hiyo. Lakini sasa itakuwa subject to discussion. Lakini hiyo Huba enrichment mimi nimeipenda sana. I can see a poster. Huba enrichment. Asante sana mama. Tumekula muda mwingi. Tusingependa kwamba tuweke watu zaidi ya lisali moja. Cha msingi ningependa kuwashukuru sana kwa kuja kwenu. Nashukuru every presenter and special thanks to Abby for opening up. You are special, you are our angel today. And everybody who's been here, who's been supporting in one way or another, please, We thank you and we are grateful and we don't take you for granted. God bless you, and we meet next week, inshallah, for suicide prevention topic. Thank you and God bless you. Wale wanaume, naomba tafadhali wale wa mental health tubaki chini ya nyuma ya tent ili tuweze kudiscuss tunafanya namna gani Jumamosi. We had already had this conversation.
Naruhusiwa kubaki na wanaume.